Yes, my dad and I co-own Elkhorn Peak Cellars. It's great to be part of the family business, yes.
Yeah, it's a lot of work.
It is a tremendous amount of work, but it's a labor of love, and sometimes it really feels like work, but a lot of times it doesn't. So if things get too stressful, I always have a glass of wine close by. A micro-winery, by Napa County definitions, is any winery that produces less than 5,000 gallons of wine annually, which translates to, I think, around 3,000 cases of wine. Very limited tastings by appointment, no marketing events, no food service. The objective and goal is just to give these small mom and pops room to participate in the direct-to-consumer market. I would agree with that. I think there's a lot of really small producers in Napa who often go unnoticed. We don't have the marketing dollars or just the market pull to get any sort of attention out there. So yeah, there's an underground world of small producers in the Napa Valley who are just selling a little bit of wine, mostly word of mouth, to get by. And we're excited. We think the micro-winery is going to allow some of these small guys to sort of come above ground. Well, for us specifically, we are growers and we make our wine at a custom crush facility, and that dynamic until now has foreclosed us from the ability to host guests on site. So now we have an avenue to obtain a use permit through Napa County and welcome guests on site. We will be able to offer palate cleansers, so crackers. I think that you can also apply to offer maybe like packaged goods. So anything prepared and sealed off-site can come on-site. It's very specific, and I learned quite a bit in this journey to get a new ordinance established in Napa that there's no easy way to do anything, especially anything in the confines of legal terms. It took us 4 years to get the Micro-Winery Ordinance established in Napa County. And really, aside from offering these mom and pops the ability to do direct-to-consumer on their sites, it offers everyone a streamlined application process. So you mentioned how long it takes to get permits in Napa County. Nothing happens quick in Napa County. We hope that this streamlined approach to a use permit for micro-wineries will shave off years for these small guys, and as you know, with government, time is money. So if we can streamline the process and make it a shorter process, it saves money. So considering it takes on average maybe 2 years from application to opening your doors, if you go quickly, that doesn't leave much room to mess around during this probation period. So we are acting fast. We've already begun the initial site evaluations that are required, and we're recommending all of our members do the same, because last thing we want is for this ordinance to sunset and all of our friends not get their micro-wineries open as well. Opening up a micro-winery on your site is no small task. It's no easy task. My timeline is a year and a half, 2 years. Nothing happens fast, but in 2 years, we'll be releasing our inaugural Cabernet Sauvignon. So I'm thinking big year for us. Yes, we had our first Cabernet Sauvignon harvest in 2021, and it was spectacular and scary, and I'm learning a ton. We have 9 barrels, so just under 250 cases. We've been selling wine since the early 90s, and I can't tell you how many people have requested a Cabernet Sauvignon from us. You just can't really be in Napa Valley and not offer a Cabernet Sauvignon. Plus, we're in the grape selling business as well. And I don't need to tell you, Ray, about the dollar that Cabernet Sauvignon fetches versus Pinot Noir. There's really no money in Pinot Noir. We just like drinking it. So. We planted our vineyards in 1983. Our first harvest was 1987, and our first commercial vintage was 1991. It was a Chardonnay, and our first Pinot Noir vintage was in 1992. The pet nat definitely was my idea. I got this idea that I wanted to make some sparkling wine, and so I found some grapes with a friend of mine, and we made 100 bottles our first year, and my dad tried it, and he said, "This isn't bad." That was his beaming compliment. And then I said, "Okay, great. Well, can I make some for the label?" And he said, "If you can find grapes, go for it." Wow. So the second year I made Pet Nat, that was in 2019. A girlfriend of mine grows Chardonnay in Carneros, and that was a big year. She had a surplus. So we made a deal that I would make some sparkling wine from her Chardonnay, and my payment would be bonded cases I could sell at my label, and she would sell the rest under her label. Wow. So first year we released, I think, 25 cases through our email list, and it sold out in 30 days. Wow. Then Dad changed his tune, and he said, "Okay, let's make some Pet Nat of Pinot Noir." And I said, "Finally!" So I got to it, and the 2020 was our first vintage of sparkling Pinot Noir. And we released 50 cases, and it sold out. And now he's over here bugging me to up production of our sparkling wine. So it's really changed. Our website is elkhornpeak.com, and we're also on Instagram and Facebook at Elkhorn Peak. We have a YouTube channel with some really great content of my dad walking people through the vineyard. And we'd love to hear from you.